G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat Snackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be my Knackers Yard, and you'll be pleased to see that I am in my Knackers Yard, not on the bike, on a commute trip talking bollocks. It's time to get rid of this shit. It's pissed me off enough, but I do want to take these rather fantastic pipes off and swap them with the 650s. And that's going to remain as an ongoing project, probably more in the background. Yeah, I might show some successes if I get any. I had intended to show you some welding, but even with my new old welder, let me just with my slightly better setup there. So that's the welder that I picked up, the gas. So I now have gasless and gas. Irrespective of that, I'm still a shit welder. Proven by my little doorstop. Look at that, that's fucking horrendous. Yeah, more practice required. Wasn't a particularly good practice piece because, was that wobbling? No, it's wobbling because my hand's on it. Fuck, thought it was really bad then. That's what best side. In fact, let's measure it. I think that's best side of 10mm. Now I'm never going to weld 10mm. Not in the application I use, i.e. on bikes. Oh, my fucking calipers are in the house. 2 secs. There we go. So what are we looking? So 98mm. Yeah. I think formerly beef. Might be 2 beef, maybe even 3. But yeah, I mean, it's a bigger application I'm ever going to use. I don't think even my new old welder was particularly geared up for it. I do have some issues over the feed for it as well, but I'll probably do that on another one. But it's really good at chucking down a shitload of material, but I'm not convinced there's any penetration there at all. And that's on the highest setting. It's also at the highest speed. Oh, I don't know. I need to have a play. Right, let's get on with what I want to do rather than shit that I'm really bad at, and do something I'm reasonably bad at instead. I want to get these header pipes off and strip this exhaust. Right, much time later. I did try whipping the exhaust off the 650 and chucking it on. It doesn't fit, which is strange because I thought it would. It was getting snagged around the side stand, so I've got the original one back on, which I suppose is probably a bit of a seller bonus. I was going to sell it with it anyway. It's thrown me up an issue though, because my side mounted plate was on the hook. I think I'm just going to have to make a bodge plate and just do it up like that. There's nowhere else I can really hang it. No, it's just going to melt on the exhaust, so I'm just going to have to make up a little metal bodge plate, which is fine. It's easy enough to do, he says. Yeah, cool. I think I might, rather than risk that getting damaged down there, I might see if I can mount it with the 650, although it's not in the most convenient position, but let's give that a go. Oh, and also the live stream for Dirty Garage has been going in the background. One of the guys, Steve, said, "Oh, you're gonna get that on?" And he said, "Oh, well, let's do it next weekend. We'll see what happens." Right, let's get on with this. Good God, this is time consuming, particularly because the bike's in a stupid position. But the Delkovic 4-to-1 is now on. It's going to take some fettling, so I've literally just tacked on the headers. I haven't put the springs on. I haven't put the mount on. It is going to snag, so I'm going to have to fettle with the mount to pull it across enough, which is exactly what I had to do on the other one as well. Yeah. Right, next. I want to take those carbs off and put the other carbs on. I don't want them looking quite so crappy, so I'm just going to whip the tops off I may just rub them down, or I might chuck some paint on. I'll see how I feel. Let's get on with that. Alright, and there's Bob, my magpie friend. He routinely comes out here. That'll do. So actually I went for a bolt with a spacer. Might whip that off and, no, fuck it. I was going to whip that off and chuck some black paint on it, but hey, that'll do. Right. Yeah, it's alright. It'll do. It'll do for sale. Looks pretty hideous. Right, I need to harvest that carb out because I want to put the other one. I have chucked some, it's over there. I've taken the diaphragm covers off and just chucked some paint on them because they looked a bit ropey. I might see if I can find the dodgy Chinese filters and chuck them back on as well. Right, let's get on with that. Right, and there we go. I think that's pretty much harvest complete. I've got everything off there that I want and can possibly use on the 650. It needs a clean. It's taken me so much longer than I thought, frankly. So it's quite late in the day on Saturday. So I'm going to push him away. Oh, excuse me, knackered. Chuck some water over him tomorrow morning. Take some photos. And chuck him on the market as a frustrating failed project. Yeah, and I'm frustrated, but I'm also, for one, not too up my own arse to admit failure. I don't know if I've learned anything from it. It'll annoy me if I haven't, but yeah, it's time to say goodbye, or as the French say, fuck you. Ta-da.